It was supposed to be just another sunny afternoon in the park, the kind of day where families came together. Laughter echoed through the trees, and camera shutters clicked to capture smiles that would last a lifetime. The Rivera family was no different. Dressed in coordinated outfits, they had booked a professional photographer to take some long overdue family portraits. With the golden sun casting the perfect glow and the kids full of energy, the mood was light and joyful. But what started as a simple photo session quickly turned into something far more chilling, something no one could have ever expected. Samantha and Eric Rivera had been married for nearly 10 years. They were proud parents to two little kids, Mia 6 and Jonah, just 3 years old. As busy parents juggling work and home life, they rarely got the chance to slow down and make memories like this. That's why Samantha had arranged the session with a local photographer named Lisa, who came highly recommended for her natural style and ability to work with kids. Everyone was in high spirits as they made their way to the park. The kids were giggling and chasing each other while Samantha and Eric smiled, watching their little ones run ahead. Lisa, the photographer, greeted them warmly. She had been doing family portraits for over a decade and had an eye for those special, candid moments that captured more than just a pose. As she unpacked her camera gear, she chatted casually with the Riveras, asking about the kinds of photos they were hoping to get. Samantha mentioned she wanted a mix of formal and fun shots, something to frame, and something that would remind them of this beautiful stage in their lives. They started with the usual poses, the whole family seated on a blanket, the kids hugging their parents, everyone laughing. Lisa snapped away, offering direction when needed, but mostly letting them be themselves. It was going well, and even little Jonah was cooperating, which is rare for a toddler. Then they moved over to a nearby grove of trees for some standing shots with the sunlight peeking through the branches. It was picturesque, the kind of moment you'd expect to see on the cover of a photo album. Lisa had the family stand close together, Eric with an arm around Samantha, Mia in front of her dad, and Jonah perched on his mom's hip. She raised her camera, adjusted the lens, and began clicking. Then something strange happened. She paused. Her expression changed. She lowered her camera and squinted at the screen, then looked back up at the family. Can we just try that one more time?" she asked, her voice noticeably quieter. Samantha looked at her, slightly confused but still smiling. "Of course. Did we blink or something?" Lisa forced a quick smile and nodded, but her mind was racing. She had seen something odd in the background of the last photo she took. It was fast, just a flash, but it had chilled her. She didn't want to alarm the family just yet. Maybe it was just a trick of the light, she thought. Or maybe someone had walked into frame without her noticing. They took a few more photos, but Lisa couldn't shake the feeling. Every time she looked at the screen, there it was again. In one photo, just behind the family, standing between the trees, was what looked like a figure. A pale shape, barely visible, but definitely there. It wasn't a park visitor or another family. It wasn't someone jogging or walking a dog. It didn't even look human. Lisa tried to remain calm. The kids were still laughing, and the parents seemed unaware. She didn't want to spook anyone, especially the children. But she knew she needed to look closer. After taking a few final shots, she told the Riveras she had more than enough to work with and would send them the previews that evening. Samantha and Eric thanked her warmly, and the family headed back to their car, completely unaware of what had just happened. Later that evening, in the quiet of her home studio, Lisa began uploading the photos. Her hands trembled slightly as she opened the images on her large monitor. One by one, the photos loaded, and there it was. In 3 of the pictures, the same figure appeared. It wasn't clear, but it looked like a person, tall, shadowy, and oddly still. In one frame, the figure seemed closer than before, as if it had moved or crept. But there had been no sound, no sign of anyone else nearby. She would have noticed. She should asterisk have noticed. Lisa zoomed in, trying to make sense of it. The figure had no defined features. Its face was blurry, but not due to motion, more like it was distorted, as if the lens itself refused to capture it clearly. A shiver ran down her spine. She checked the timestamps. The photos had been taken seconds apart. How could someone or something appear in multiple frames, get closer, and disappear without anyone seeing or hearing anything? She debated whether or not to tell the Riveras. She didn't want to scare them, especially over something that could just be a strange optical illusion. But her gut told her this was no glitch. That night, she decided to send a few of the cleaner shots to Samantha, the ones without the figure. She kept the others to herself for the moment. But something about the encounter wouldn't leave her alone. Curiosity got the better of her, and the next morning, Lisa returned to the park. The spot where the photos had been taken looked completely normal. Families were out again, enjoying the weather. Nothing looked out of place. But when she walked into the trees, her breath caught. Right where the figure had appeared in the photos, she found something unexpected, a small, weathered plaque half covered in moss. It was a memorial. Lisa leaned down to read it. It was dedicated to a young woman named Claire, who had gone missing 10 years ago and was last seen in that very park. Her disappearance had never been solved. A chill passed through Lisa as she backed away slowly. The photo suddenly took on a whole new meaning. Could it be her? Was the figure in the background the ghost of Claire? Or was it something else entirely? Lisa didn't know what to do with this information. She eventually decided to confide in Samantha, meeting her in person and gently showing her the untouched photos. Samantha was shocked. Her first reaction was disbelief, but as she looked at the images, her expression changed. She wasn't just scared. She looked familiar with it. After a moment, Samantha confessed something she had never told anyone, not even Eric. When Mia was a baby, she would sometimes wake up in the middle of the night, laughing and talking to someone invisible. She'd point to the corner of the room and say things like, "The lady with no face is back." Samantha had always chalked it up to an overactive imagination. But now it seemed like something else might be going on. Lisa left the house with a heavy heart and more questions than answers. She didn't go public with the photos. She didn't want to turn the Riveras into some viral mystery or internet speculation. But she kept the files safe, stored away in case the truth ever came to light. As for the Riveras, they went on with their lives, but something had changed. They started noticing small things: cold spots in the house, lights flickering, Mia talking again to her invisible friend. It wasn't enough to panic, but it was enough to wonder. And Lisa? She stopped doing photo shoots in that park. She still takes pictures, still captures memories for families, but every now and then, when reviewing a batch of portraits, she'll pause. Her breath will catch. Her eyes will scan the background of a seemingly perfect shot, wondering if just maybe something, or someone is watching from the shadows again. It was just a photo session. Just a happy family posing in the sun. But sometimes the camera sees more than we do. Sometimes it captures things that were never meant to be seen. And once you've seen it, you can't ever unsee it.